Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and on the morning show, we look at the new releases that are being set into the wild this week. And on Thursdays, we look at science fiction and fantasy because each day we look at a different genre. So today is Thursday, sci-fi fantasy. Hi, Amal. Hello, peeps, listening to International Player before it expires today. May read a historical fiction book too if I have time. Yay! Missing physical books a lot. Can't wait to get back. Oh, yeah. Mary says, hi. Happy Thursday, everyone. Reading a Nora Roberts book, Come Sundown. Just started, but pretty good so far. Set out west. Yep, that's one of her themes she does. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. Let me get rid of that. Not a whole lot of fabulous sci-fi fantasy this week, but we will take a look. Quick announcements. Sprints tonight. 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern, and we'll do that for 2.5 hours. All right, this is a Fragile Enchantment. They're billing it as a romantic fantasy of manners. A magical dressmaker commissioned for a royal wedding finds herself embroiled in scandal when a gossip columnist draws attention to her undeniable chemistry with the groom. I'm not even going to try those. Has never let herself long. Oh, fine. Let's go find out. Let's find out. All right. Neve. Neve. All right. Thank you, Neve. But I'm not going to try the last name. Neve, oh, something or other, has never let herself long for more. The magic in her blood that lets her stitch emotions and memories into fabric is the same magic that will eventually kill her. Determined to spend the little time she has left guaranteeing a better life for her family, Neve jumps at the chance to design the wardrobe for a royal wedding in the neighboring kingdom of Avaland. But Avaland is far from the fairy tale that she imagined. While young nobles attend candlelit balls and elegant garden parties, unrest brews amid the working class. The groom himself, Kit Carmine, is prickly, abrasive, and begrudgingly being dragged to the altar as a political pawn. But when Neve and Kit grow closer, an unlikely friendship blossoms into something more, until an anonymous gossip columnist starts buzzing about their chemistry, promising to leave them alone only if Neve helps to uncover the royal family secrets. The rot at the heart of Avaland runs deep. Exposing it could risk a future she never let herself dream of, and a love she never thought possible. And if anything, we learned how to pronounce that name. You always find the best background graphics, make me want to be there. That's why I choose them. Me too. I like pretties. Immortal Games. I believe this is a young adult fantasy. This is by Annalise Avery. The Blood Moon, yeah, grades level 7 to 9. The Blood Moon marks the start of the Immortal Games. The gods of Olympus randomly select humans as their tokens and then gamble with their lives. The stakes are high and survival is unlikely. 16-year-old Ara is seeking revenge on the gods for allowing her sister to die in the games. Okay, let's just steal Hunger Games. She determined to be selected as a token, but when she is, she realizes that it isn't just her life at stake, but also her heart. With the odds stacked against her, it will take an unlikely hero to twist her rage into something much more complicated. Ara is playing in the games of life and death and love. What will she sacrifice? Okay. Hang on. Closing some tabs here. Okay. Kio's got the hiccups. Eye of a Little God by A.J. Steiger. The painted man is here. I feel him in the darkness. He says, if you let me in, I'll make the pain stop. God help me, I want to let him. After losing his delivery job, the last thing binding him to an empty life, Eddie Luther, veteran and drifter, drives into the snowy woods with a bottle of sleeping pills. But instead of internal silence, Eddie hears a whisper inside his damaged ear. Help me. He follows the call and finds a cryptic journal filled with loneliness and longing, a journal whose words seem written for him alone. Guided by the clues in its pages, he embarks on a journey into a shadowy world beneath the small town of Devil's Fork, Nebraska, a world where girls become cats, television whisper prophecies, and only those cast out of society can see and use magic. Or maybe Eddie's sanity is slipping. All he knows for sure is that he's falling in love with someone he's never seen, someone who may be more than human, and who will change everything he thinks he knows about the world and his place in it. Where are the epic quests? Alright. Magical Midlife Flowers, a Magical Midlife novella 7.5 by K.F. Green. Kind of a pretty cover, though. Previously part of the Magic Midlife Kickstarter. This is a bonus story. Edgar does not cheat in flower shows. He might use a magically enhanced serum, but anyone could do that. It's not his fault the other competitors don't know magic exists. But when the Ivy House crew goes to the pre-show to support him, it becomes clear that someone should have been watching Edgar much more carefully. What he's done is way worse than overgrown Flora. While Jessie is dealing with that, she gets a shock as she discovers photos of her ex with his girlfriend turned fiance. And while the flood of emotions can be ignored, the desire to show off Austin on social media is not. After putting Mr. Tom in charge of the flower fiasco, she decides to take Austin on his perfect date. Her goal to have one thing go right in her life. Just one thing. Scorpio. Hang on, copies required. By Marco Cluse, which is a name in sci-fi. First in the Frontier Line's evolution. On a distant Earth colony, an orphan survivor of an alien invasion discovers that the greatest world-ending dangers aren't behind her. It's been 8 years since an alien invasion drove a small surviving group of settlers to seek refuge in an underground shelter. Cut off from the rest of humanity, the ragtag band has maintained a narrowly functioning colony due to communal effort and salvage runs. Alex Archer has her own duties as a dog handler. While this off-world colony may be harsh, Ash, Alex's black shepherd, raised to sense threats, makes living in it a little nicer. But the tenuous hide-and-seek with the monstrous species known as the Lankies is about to come to an end for Alex and her close-knit crew of soldiers, techs, and friends. When a salvage operation goes catastrophically wrong, the Lankies home in on the humans. With hopes of a rescue long faded, all Alex has left is will and the fear that there's so much more to lose. Wild Magic by Alexandra Ivy. Magic for hire. I like the cover, but I like more the flowers in the background. From a Wyoming ranch to a New Jersey bookstore cafe, when old world demons, modern day mages, and irresistible attraction collide, desire becomes the most powerful and dangerous weapon of all. There was a time when demons reigned. That was before they were forced to retreat to the shadows. Today, in hidden corners across the globe, their evil blood still pools, and the authority of their new rulers, the vampire cabal, I'm out, must never be challenged. Leave it to a Jersey girl to change ancient history. At 16, when Perry Sanguis's blood wild magic first appeared, she was forced to flee her Wyoming ranch and her suddenly murderous family to save her own life. On the East Coast, tutored by mages who run the Witch's Brew bookstore cafe, Perry's world seems magically tranquil until her strange mother and a coven of witches are slaughtered. Now, to solve the violent mysteries of her past, she must put her trust, body, and soul in a sensual immortal who is every woman's darkest fantasy. The golden-eyed vampire, Valen, has never wanted more than to claim an untamed female like Perry. Lured into each other's orbit and working together against a resurrected evil brings them intimately closer to danger, blood betrayals, all-consuming passion, and to sacrifices that must be made to save themselves and the world. Luckily, I have a lot on my TBR. Wave of Vampire Banshee's gone. Absolutely. And I read A Discovery of Witches back when it first came out, because back then you didn't know there was a vampire in there. It was about witches and the Bodleian Library. And then this damn vampire showed up. But I did read the trilogy. And I'll probably read the next book. Dark Star Burning, Ash Falls White by Amelie Wenjau. The epic sequel to The Song of Silver, Flame Like Night. Young adult fantasy. The demon gods have risen. Sky's End has fallen to the colonizers, and Lan and Zen have chosen sides, but they will not fight together. Though Lan inherited the power of the Silver Dragon, she understands the path she must take. She believes the demon gods to be the cause of war, conflict, and turmoil, and that the future of the Last Kingdom depends on their being eliminated forever. Worse, she knows that if the Atlanteans manage to bind one of the legendary beings, their army will be unstoppable. To save her kingdom and her people, Lan will need to find the only mythical weapon capable of destroying the demon gods, the God Slayer. Zen is sure that the only way to free the Last Kingdom is to use the power of the demon gods. When he bound the Black Tortoise, he paid the ultimate price to inherit its strength. He will forfeit his body, mind, and his soul. Yet one demon god is not enough against the might of the colonizers. In the ruins of the northern Mansorian lands slumbers a magical army of demonic practitioners capable of facing off against the Atlanteans. But Zen must find the seal to awaken them to fight by his side. At the center of both Lan's and Zen's journeys is one city, Shaklahira, a former stronghold of the imperial court that vanished without a trace when the Atlanteans invaded. Its location is a mystery, and both are sure that it holds the answers they need. But the past it hides might be more dangerous than anything they've faced yet. The battle for the Last Kingdom rages on, but to win the war, Lan will have to decide. Can she face the boy she loves again? And when she does, can she kill him to free her people? This says it is inspired by mythology and folklore of ancient China. Cover is pretty. Shores of a New Horizon, Terraforming Mars by M. Darusha Wem. After a century's struggle, the terraforming of Mars was intended to bring peace and prosperity to the colonists of the Red Planet, but while the planet may be livable, humans bring their own chaos. That's right, humans are bad. On Mars, terraforming breakthroughs leave citizens dreaming of a terraformed planet. However, when a contaminated ice asteroid puts water supplies in peril, the dream quickly shatters. Professor Zambrata Zami Casper is tasked to investigate a fatal crash on a remote ice asteroid, but he never expects to discover his missing sister there as an indentured worker for the mining guild. As the siblings reconnect and dig deeper into the mystery of the contaminated water, they both discover a personal legacy of secrets and loss over competing visions for the future of humanity. Can they unite to reveal the truth behind the water contamination before the dream of terraformed Mars evaporates into the newly formed atmosphere? I bet so. Whispers Over Water Spells and Bravura, Book 1 by Mr. Lewis Williams. Young adult. In Moonscape City, there is no sun. Nobody comes, nobody leaves. Sounds like the Hotel California. Enclosed by a barrier of magic and guarded by silent soldiers, the city is inescapable. The magicians of Moonscape City are given a simple choice. They can donate their magic to their cruel masters and live in splendor, or they can keep their magic and live in squalor. As the number of free magicians dwindles, a prophecy which speaks of water and wolves and a boy from the stars becomes their only hope. No such boy has ever been seen. The magicians are alone. At the center of it all are the whispers. Everyone obeys the whispers. Emperor's Council. A science fiction novella, Agents of the Emperor Science Fiction Stories by Connor Whiteley. The Chancellor, an assassin, a threat to the Emperor himself. Politics is a war zone in the far future. When Chancellor Ryan Kennedy discovers a top-secret transmission to traitor forces, he knows a deadly plot is afoot. He knows death stalks the halls of the palace. Ryan fears humanity ends today. Ryan quickly learns the plot is far deadlier than anything seen before. Okay. The Gift, Part 1. In a world once invaded by alien forces, Jack Spencer, a young and unsuspecting individual, joins the space fleet on a mission to capture the extraterrestrial beings. Unbeknownst to him, hidden powers lie dormant within Jack, waiting to be awakened. As he navigates through the challenges of the fleet, forming both alliances and adversaries, he must also evade relentless attempts on his life. Amidst the chaos, Jack's world takes an unexpected turn when he discovers he has two unique little girls. A revelation that further fuels his determination to survive and protect those he loves. Like daughters? I don't know. Jupiter's Rising by C.R. Jones, second in the Earth United Chronicles. Unleashed, confronted, destined for battle, the capital B. Reyna, trapped and forsaken, delves into her hidden depths, uncovering a newfound identity, an enigmatic lineage, and extraordinary powers. In a relentless dance between prisons, she awakens to the mysteries of an otherworldly reality and the profound legacies of her ancestors. With each revelation, the shadows of history deepen, casting an ominous pall over the cosmos. Saturn, Jupiter's ravaged sister, teeters on the edge of annihilation at the hands of a fallen monarchy. As Reyna's latent gifts surge forth, a sinister plot to extinguish her life unfurls. Yet, amid the chaos and turmoil, Reyna's heart remains shattered, burdened by the weight of a not-so-distant past. Daily, she's tested to embrace the love of her indomitable warrior, Jones, who stands by her side through the darkest of her trials. Can Reyna harness her burgeoning powers in time to unravel the secrets that bind her destiny? Will she defy the encroaching darkness, mend her shattered heart, and save two worlds from impending doom? Amidst the impending storm, the rising Jupiter must find the strength to endure, triumph, and discover the transformative power of love. That's all we got. Probably just as well. I don't know. I kind of despair of science fiction fantasy. You know, and they kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking they knew how to tell a story better decades ago. But definitely in science fiction, the science is dated. You know, it's hard. It's hard to be a reader. Well, it's a little early, so we can chat for a couple minutes. So tonight we have sprints at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Yeah, you know, it's if you go to websites like Tor.com, who are dedicated to sci-fi fantasy, you see trends, and without going into political things, it has been taken over by certain fearful ideologies, shall we say, and lost, I think, its magic. Mary's getting your haircut today. Yay! Think could be a tad early, but the appointment is on the book, so off I will go. I need to reschedule mine. I had canceled it back in December, but it's probably getting to that point. So I hope you have a good haircut. So anyway, that was my 2 cents. I hope you guys have a good Thursday. It's a short week, but it's been a long week at work, and every day I'm so thankful for our new service manager. That so I don't have to deal with that. But I am getting caught up. I was able to finally close November. Sci-fi used to be a foretelling of the future. Certainly not now, I don't think. They are foretelling. Okay, I'll be very general here. Humans bad, as I kind of mentioned before. Humans bad. I grew up in the 80s. I'm a Gen Xer. And I can tell you back then they tried to scare us with nuclear winter and acid rain, and even back then the world's going to end in 12 years kind of thing, and it doesn't. It is just trying to spread fear and sell things. And unfortunately, people have run with that kind of ideology for this new generation, and that's really what a whole lot of sci-fi fantasy is about. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Um, you know, and I mentioned to our receptionist yesterday when I was talking about that, how we've gotten away from telling the story of the quest and gotten so self-absorbed in the characters that it is like, for example, the Star Wars story, and rather than trying to stop the Empire, yeah, it's gone all internal and focused on what Luke or Leia would be feeling internally. It would be about their internal journey rather than saving the world. And you need those elements. It makes for a more interesting character, but shouldn't be the focus of that story. If you get my meaning, there is a self-absorption rather than storytelling. My soapbox of the day. We did run out of time. I have to run to the grocery store on my way to work, so we will wrap things up. Let's get that playing so we can see some pretty snow and steam coming out of there. All righty. Well, I hope to see you tonight. I appreciate if you are watching it now, or if you're watching this later on replay. I very much appreciate that. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you hadn't hit subscribe, and hit that also notification bell so that you know if we ever do any spontaneous printing, because it can happen. You never know. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.